Okay. Good evening. I'm Attorney Sam Vitale, the Commission's General Counsel. This is a public hearing conducted by the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission pursuant to a notice that was published and posted in accordance with the requirements of law. Commissioner Prudian is present, as well as members of the Commission staff. A copy of the notice has been submitted for the record and is to be made a part hereof. We will now entertain comments, and I believe the first speaker is the Executive Director, Daniel O'Neill.
Thank you, Attorney Vitale. I'd like to read from a prepared statement into the record. Tonight's budget is the result of the review and input of all departments of the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. The total proposed budget is $29,108,781. Of this amount, $20,188,509 is allocated to the Commission's operating budget, and $8,920,272 is allocated to the debt and reserve requirements of the Commission. The Commission's workforce has maintained a level of 68 full-time employees, excluding contract operators at both treatment facilities. With the current manpower and its associated expenditures, the Commission will continue to provide high-quality, award-winning water and wastewater services to the residents of Lynn. Inflationary cost increase have been mitigated by numerous actions commencing with the implementation of a financial plan developed in the fall of 2013. This financial plan consisted of the defeasance and issuance of general revenue bonds aided by new and favorable bond rating and a reduction in interest costs. In addition to the 2013 financial plan, the Commission refunded the 2015 general revenue bonds. This refunding, which resulted in a $4.6 million savings to the ratepayers, along with limited expenditures, workmen's compensation savings, and increased revenue this year, has contributed to the stability of rates. These plans have afforded the Commission the ability to propose an operating budget and a debt service reserve requirement that has resulted in no rate increase to the residents of Lynn for 4 of the last 6 years. This year, a 2% rate increase is necessary. The Commission's recently executed third modified consent decree and its $106 million projected construction costs continue to be a major concern. This project, along with its mandatory regulatory programs, will require additional revenues for years to come. However, staff is committed to examining and evaluating all capital improvement projects, including these, to assure that all projects are constructed effectively and efficiently. We have investigated and evaluated all renewable energy sources that provide an economic and environmental benefit to the ratepayers. Energy audits of all our facilities have been performed. We have recently completed a high-performance lighting improvement project to improve lighting and reduce operating costs, and have replaced the existing motors at the water treatment facility with high-efficiency variable frequency drives. The Commission's capital improvement program for fiscal year 2018 to 2020 includes $4,530,000 for improvements to the water system, $3,939,000 to the wastewater system, $3,610,000 to the combined sewer overflow program, and $3,625,000 to other fiscal year 2018 capital improvement projects. The Commission's debt and reserve requirements remain at 31% of the total budget. During these difficult economic times, we will continue to capitalize and prioritize capital improvement programs solely for projects mandated by the regulatory agencies. At this time, I'd like to yield the floor to the Commission's Treasurer, David Travis, to speak on the proposed rate structure and fee schedule.
Thank you, Executive Director O'Neill. David?
Good evening. My name is David Travers, Treasurer of the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. I'm reading from a prepared statement that I would like to offer for the record. The Director gave a general overview of the proposed budget. I would like to speak more specifically on the revenues and expenses of the Commission. In November of 2013 and January of 2015, the Commission approved a financial plan that included refunding 2003 bonds and procuring new money or the 2013 general revenue bonds in the amount of $23,410,000. And in 2015, the Commission realized savings of $4.6 million by refunding 2003 and 2005 bonds in the amount of $27,485,000. This plan was to add rate stability over the forecast period through 2018. A zero rate increase was established for the years fiscal 2012, 2013, and 2014. The fiscal 2015 budget generated a 3.1% increase, and the fiscal 2016 budget added 2.5% to the water and sewer rates of the Commission. There was no additional rate increase in fiscal 2017. The proposed fiscal 2018 budget will add 2% to the rates of the Commission. A new forecast period through 2021 anticipates the need for additional revenues to support the mandated third modified consent order and a new anticipated contract at the wastewater plant at the expiration of the current 20-year wastewater service contract. At this time, we are projecting stable sales will contribute to added Commission revenue for fiscal 2017 and will maintain working capital requirements. It was projected that revenue from rates would come in at approximately $29,929,827 for fiscal 2017, and at this time we are projecting this amount will be exceeded. This surplus revenue will be used to offset the fiscal year 2018 rate revenue requirement and build working capital for the anticipated cost mentioned above. It is projected that total fiscal year 2018 revenues, excluding beginning working capital, will be $33,707,384. With stable revenue, it is projected that the future revenue increases will be within the new forecast plan through 2021. Working capital remains at adequate levels to ensure cash flow. Expenses for fiscal 2018 proposal increases the operating budget by approximately 4.1%. Inflationary and contractual obligations has contributed to this increase. A level-funded health insurance cost, pension obligation, and workers' compensation have kept the fringe benefit line item stable. The 2013 and 2015 financial plan helped reduce the Commission's general revenue bond debt service and older SRF debt expiring from this period, along with the increase in revenue, has been instrumental in mitigating the operation and maintenance expense increase. The fiscal year 2017 expenses are in line with the budget approved by the Commission. The expense needs for this proposed fiscal year 2018 budget is projected to be $32,013,758. In preparation of the budget, department heads' goals were to level fund and cut line items where possible without limiting service to the ratepayers. The Commission was able to keep the expenses incurred within inflationary adjustments as best it could. The Commission will work on collective bargaining pacts that will benefit both employees and the Commission. We will continue to work diligently in two other areas to bring fairness to all. One is to aggressively collect funds, and secondly, continue the meter changeout program to ensure everyone is being charged with complete accuracy. The Commission has been very fortunate in a decreasing interest rate environment to refund and refinance all the Commission's debt, which was instrumental in reducing rate increases. The cost effectiveness of refunding its 2003 bonds in the fall of 2013 was beneficial, and the Commission took advantage of a similar opportunity with its 2015 refunding of the 2005 bonds. The increasingly fixed nature of the Commission's expense budget has put a burden on the user rate revenue obligation. The rates 2009 through 2018 have been in line with the financial planning and have kept escalations of rate increases to a minimum. Although the Commission is anticipating future projects through 2021, it may be difficult to keep rate increases at those minimum levels. Going forward, the Commission will look closely at refinancing higher rate debt, and until additional funds are needed to support the capital improvement plan, the added burden of debt on the books should not impact the forecast period through fiscal 2019. Any new mandated project would add an increased encumbrance to debt service and ultimately pressure to the rate revenue requirement in future years. In conclusion, the proposed budget will meet the contractual obligations of the Commission, pay debt service to the bondholders who have invested over $120 million in the Commission system, will meet all bond resolution debt covenants, currently ensure a positive bond rating both by Standard & Poor's and Moody's rating agencies, with the caveat that the Commission is at the mercy of the City of Lynn's financial stability and the agency's view of the impact of the third modified consent decree. And most importantly, we will provide the ratepayers the service and quality that they are paying for. Thank you.
Treasurer Travis, were there any written submissions prior to the hearing?
No, there were not.
Is there any other person who wishes to make a comment? Well, hearing none, the purpose of this hearing was to gather information, and I want to thank the participants here for their comments. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Commission is here at the headquarters of the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission at 400 Parkland Ave, and it's this coming Monday, June the 12th, at 6:30 p.m. At that time, the Commissioners will take up and deliberate with respect to the budget and the rate proposals that were made tonight. Once again, I want to thank all of you for your participation and for coming this evening. Thank you. This concludes the hearing.